All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the D.Ai.Sy Wealth Multiplier System. My name is Solomon James. And as we always begin by saying that you are basically one financial vehicle away from a totally different life. And this is a true statement because every opportunity that is truly embraced, that has the capacity to alter one's life, that is actually taken seriously, can possibly do that. And we have one of such today. Now, quickly, just again, not taking much of your time, but just want to have a feeler of where we are connecting from. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? If you do not mind, please just help quickly while we wait for others, but we'll proceed so that we know our spectrum of reach. Where are you joining us from? I'm speaking here from Lagos, Nigeria. So, who else is on the call and where are you joining us from? Yep, just type that in the chat room where you are connecting from so that we can be able to. Okay, thank you. Temitope is connecting from Lagos, Ikorodu. The crypto queen, IJ, is connecting from Lagos, Nigeria. Also, thank you so very much, IJ, for coming in. Who else is on the call and where are you joining us from so that we can see our spectrum of reach quickly before more persons are coming into the room. But again, thank you all those joining in right now. Well, if you can still put in where you are coming from, just drop it on the chat box and let us know where you are joining us from. While we await you to do that, if you can, let's make progress. Number one, everybody's looking for something. It's my strong belief that everyone is looking for something. When people leave their busy schedule or their productive prime moment to jump perhaps to a webinar to for a presentation, basically they are looking for something. And I've come to actually reassess myself and my judgment because many times I had thought people were not looking for things, and I felt this person is too comfortable to do a thing like this. And just a few weeks down the line, I've discovered that those persons who I felt were not going to or didn't look like it, they were basically doing those things. Or some of them hopped into such opportunities or businesses. And I said, wow, I think I misjudged people. But there are reasons why people are looking for things. So everybody on this call, one way or the other, truly is looking for something. Thank you, Graham William, reaching out, joining us from the UK. Thank you so very much. So everybody's looking for something. But basically, in my view, I believe that people spend their times looking for solutions for some of this outcome, one of which is cash flow. In today's world, people are looking for cash flow, and they will say cash flow is king. People need cash flow because you need cash flow for your day-to-day livelihood, for your day-to-day survival, for your groceries, for your daily needs. People need cash flow. And it doesn't matter whether it comes through a job, through a business. I truly honor people who are grinding it out through a job. It might not be the best, but at least you get the needed cash flow to keep going until you're able to scale up to whatever else you are looking for. So cash flow is king. At this moment, a lot of persons are just looking for a cash flow. Why for others, they are basically looking out for a passive income. Because yes, a number of persons were actually going for cash flow, but until they discovered during the 2020 lockdown, global lockdown, that cash flow was not enough. They were having cash flow, but suddenly the entire world being put on a lockdown, people couldn't create cash flow for themselves. So a number of people are actually pivoting to look for things that will produce passive income for them. So in case there is a wave two, in case there is a wave three, as we keep hearing over the news of different waves and variants of the virus coming in, but it doesn't matter what it is, you should be able to make passive income. Even passive income is still relative in a sense, because for some of us who were playing in some of the money markets, playing in things like treasury bill, doing about 10 to 14% per annum, suddenly saw it crash down to as low as 3% per annum. So it simply means what was offering 10% crashes to 3%. Your passive income has actually reduced, turning back to again to another form of a cash flow. So but passive income is truly needed. For others, is the ability to be able to create wealth for themselves and look into the future with hope without being a burden to the children or to family members or to loved ones, as the case may be. So people are also looking for wealth systems that they can sustain themselves and retire perhaps young and retire rich, or retire old and still retire rich, whatever age you want to retire, but creating a system for them. So what if we could just be able to create both cash flow and wealth anywhere in the world with just a mobile phone and internet connection, enabling us to live and work from anywhere in the world? Now we can see Graham connecting from the UK. Some persons are connecting in Korea, some persons are connecting in the different parts of the world. But it simply means as long as you have a mobile phone and you have an internet connection, what if we could create a lifestyle where, as small as that device is, we could monitor what we are doing and create wealth with it? And what if we could design our lifestyle and we decide the agenda of how we spend each day? Because again, like I said, this is a prime time, probably both in the UK and here in Nigeria. And not everybody might have the opportunity to jump in on a call like this. We do understand that. But you say, what if we could design our lives and we just put out the agendas we want for the day? What if that is possible? Well, you no longer have to think what if. Why? Because the solution has already been created. And we're going to talk about that solution today. And that solution is D.Ai.Sy. D.Ai.Sy is a decentralized artificial intelligence system, which I'll be taking you through this morning. But let's have a quick legal disclaimer here. That purchasing the D.Ai.Sy crowdfund packages is a contribution to the equity crowdfund for the D.Ai.Sy AI development and is not a trading investment. That Endotech is giving both shares of stock in the company and profit sharing from trading results to each contributor as crowdfunding rewards. That prior to Endotech going public, shares of Endotech stocks will be rewarded to each crowdfund contributor, and stock certificate will require a KYC verification of each contributor's legal identity before any shares of stock can be rewarded. In the case that Endotech does not go public, the equity will be converted into dividends for each contributor. The trading account will be used for the purposes of testing and developing, and understand that past performance does not guarantee future results and is for informational purposes only. Historical performance shown are also the result of compounding profit, and profit rewards are contingent upon profitable trading performance, and results again are not a guarantee. All performances will be visible with full transparency to each crowdfund contributor. And we have up to 46% of funds being designated in the smart contract for marketing via the referral reward plan. And currently, D.Ai.Sy is not available officially in the US market. Now, that's been taken away. So what then is D.Ai.Sy? D.Ai.Sy is a community of people. D.Ai.Sy is a community of contributors that are like-minded towards a project. It's an equity crowdfunding model for financial technologies. It's a decentralized smart contract. It's not a company. So what we have is a community. It's not a company, but we're also using the smart contract so that we do not have tussle for control, and you get to understand more. It's a model where everyone can win with profit, with equity, and with income. And currently, we are funding Endotech for the D.Ai.Sy AI project. Endotech is an entity of its own. Now, Endotech is a company, but we are partnering with them for them to help us develop a project towards which we are crowdfunding, and that project is D.Ai.Sy AI. We are trying to create our own artificial intelligence trading system, and Endotech is helping us do that. So everyone that makes a contribution will receive exclusive stock, equity, and profit reward, and so that we can execute this project, which is D.Ai.Sy. So now, what is D.Ai.Sy AI, which is the project that we are contributing for? Well, it's a decentralized artificial intelligence system being developed by Endotech. And this is the next generation of AI trading. And this AI will significantly multiply the current AI performance. Currently, Endotech has very impressive results in their trading results and what they put out there for their clients. What we're trying to do with D.Ai.Sy AI is for D.Ai.Sy AI to be able to deliver 4x whatever Endotech is delivering now. So that's a real project. Now, I do know that some of us have been part of other crowdfunding projects where basically it's just a money pool, and people put money in the pool and they're just sharing the money to around each other. Now, when nobody comes into the pool, then everything stops. So we have a real viable project here, as we'll be discussing more on this. Now, D.Ai.Sy AI is the first project being capitalized by the D.Ai.Sy crowd fund, and D.Ai.Sy AI will be receiving 10 million US dollars for development from the referral plan. And the target for live Daisy AI trading account is 500 million US dollars in the Daisy fund. And Daisy AI is Endotech's path also to becoming a public company. So who is Endotech that we are partnering with? Endotech is the first technology partner for the Daisy Crowd Fund. Yeah. It simply implies tomorrow we could partner with Google, we could partner with Facebook, we could partner with Elon Musk, we could partner with anybody that we feel we crowdfund and they have answers or they're able to help in the direction of the project we are trying to build. But for Endotech, they are a global fintech company specializing in artificial intelligence trading system, and they have a roadmap to complete Daisy AI and be publicly traded in 2022. The white paper is already out for those who are interested to take a look. Currently providing artificial intelligence trading system for top financial institutions, and they have a proven track record of high performance results, and it's founded by Dr. Anna Baker and being operated by top artificial intelligence scientists. So who is Dr. Anna Baker? Who is Dr. Anna Baker? You might want to ask, and why is she leading this game? Well, Dr. Anna Baker herself has a pursuit around artificial intelligence, and her deep learning algorithm manages right now over 1 billion US dollars of investment asset under management, and have been deployed in managing institutional monies for more than a decade. Her team of AI scientists have more than 20 proprietary AI systems in operation, and this serves as the AI investment backbone of trading at more than 150 investment firms across the United States, Europe, and Asia. At the age of 20, Dr. Anna was able to break down and solve a mathematical problem that has been there for 30 years using an approximation algorithm by a factor of 2, which now has wide application in many operating systems, database system, and VLSI chip design. She has worked with CME, CBOT, FCMs, and other participants of the future and commodity ecosystem to promote algorithmic trading platforms, both to retail and institutional clients. Following her PhD in artificial intelligence at the Eli Technion University, which basically is in Israel, where she resides, Dr. Baker has founded and sold several AI companies in the fintech space and is now the founder and CEO of Endotech. So Endotech is not her only baby, but is her last baby, which she's the CEO of. She has done many things prior to Endotech, sold many companies and other projects. Her publications have been distributed in the leading AI financial circles across Europe and America, and her machine learning system have been integrated into some of the world's largest and most successful banks and funds worldwide, including Dragon Holding, even up to MF Global. Now, these are some of the real results that Endotech had delivered. But first, you must understand, to participate with Endotech, you can go to their website, it's endotech.io. For you to participate with Endotech, you need a sign-on fee of 125,000 US dollars, which is payable yearly, is renewable yearly. But beyond that, the minimum capital for you to play with Endotech is $1 million. So basically, you should be having handy about $1.125 million to begin your journey with Endotech. That's why it's not for everybody. But this is just a snapshot of those who could play. And they started this trade with $1 million in 2018, January 2018. Just in about 34 months of trading, look at the result. $1 million have been compounded to over 2,239%. Guys, I hope you know 100% would have been 2 million, 200% would have been 3 million. And somebody will say, oh, this is good, the results are good. But now imagine you are now having over 2,000% and from $1 million seed capital. That's seriously huge. Now, even annualized, they have done over 800% per annum. And yet they still have losses, because in this case, you are seeing they have 21 wins and 13 losses. They had 13 losses, but they could still do over 2,000%. So it's not about a system not losing. It's a system that, despite losing, has consistent wins that puts you in at advantage to be able to create results for yourself. That's basically what we have here. Secondly, is the fact that is another trading result, what we call the top leverage strategy here with Endotech. This trade actually began in 2020. This trade started, this was September 1, 2020. It was just a 70-day trade from September to November 9. Now, what do you see here? they started this trade with about 10,000 US dollars USDT. Just between 70 days, they've been able to make about 297% in trading profit. So you see the $10,000 has grown to about $39,748. This is amazing, just 70 days. So if you were to extrapolate this into a year, you are going back to that annual of about 500 to 800 or compounded to become more. And yet in these 70 days, as you can see below, they had one winning month and one losing month. So imagine losing 1 month, only winning 1 month, and yet you are doing over 297%. This is an awesome result from Endotech. So this is why the top players and the fund managers and institutional players are actually engaging the services of Endotech. Now, remember I did say if it's possible for you to be able to have this lifestyle and this result just from your mobile phone, and yes, it is possible, because when you engage or when you're coming into the D.A.Sy community, this is what your mobile phone will be portraying. If you were to go through your mobile phone, you're able to assess your trading results, see what is happening, the percentages there. Everything is accessible from your phone. So it doesn't matter your location, as long as there is internet connection there, you can actually be building a lifestyle from that place. Now, what I've just shown you seems to be a demo or a mop-up, but what you see here is my personal live account. D.A.Sy project, we had a beta 4-day launch that actually took place January 10 to January 14, just for 4 days. Within that 4 days, about 52,000 of us were able to come into the system. And when we came into the system, because of the mad rush, as actually in the first 24 hours, over 100,000 people were trying to come in, trying almost crashing the system. Actually, not they crashed the system. So the system was actually locked up so that no other person comes in. However, for the 52,000 of us that are already coming, Endotech began trading on our account. So this is not a system that people needed to come in before you make money, because there's a portion that goes into trading, and I'll be talking about it. So you can see here, about 50% of my portfolio went into trading, and I started seeing 5.2%. It moved to 7.5%, 13%, 24%, even went to about 29%. And this was just in a couple of about 4 weeks or thereabout, when 4-5 weeks when I was taking this result. So I said to myself, this is simply amazing. Had totally nothing to do with me, just because I had made a contribution, Endotech was delivering this result to me. So these are real results. But again, understand that past performance is not indicative of future performance, and what we are sharing is for informational purposes only. These are my personal results. Now, Endotech has a roadmap. Again, there's a white paper to this if you want to understand everything. But again, Endotech was officially registered in 2012. Now, this is about 9 years ago. What does it say to you? Endotech is not a company that is floated because we want to float D.A.Sy to be able to give legitimacy to it. There are people who float a company and you check the registration, most of them will just register the same week, the same month, just to give, we have a company backing this. No, this is an entity that has been on its own. And prior to 2012, Dr. Anna Baker had done a lot more selling companies, doing projects for people. So 2012, Endotech began. 2017, the AI crypto trading was developed and implemented, just as we are developing the D.A.Sy AI right now. And in 2018, it was deployed with the commercial use of the AI trading for institutional people and the rest of the world. And in 2020, just last year, November, Endotech was evaluated to be worth over 100 million US dollars. And like I said, January 10 this year, we had a soft 4-day beta launch, okay? Which was afterwards shut down, and perhaps in the next 3-4 days we are reopening it to the rest of the world. So 2021 crowdfunding of the 10 million US dollars for the D.A.Sy AI project. Interestingly, within that first 4 days of the beta test, we had raised over 1 million US dollars for this project. Just imagine 4 days, we had raised over 1 million. So if it were to even be for a month, this month would have been raised within 4 weeks, basically. Now, we have the phase 1 development of the D.A.Sy AI currently on, and we're looking forward to 500 million US dollars of assets under management in the D.A.Sy fund to trade with, and when they go live. 2022, this project will be completed, so we move from the Endotech algorithm and using our own community, D.A.Sy AI, which will now be giving us 4x. So imagine the result I showed you with an Endotech result, and that result now becomes 4x. using our Daisy AI? What do you think will be happening to everyone who is a part of this? And with that, Endotech goes public and will be able to issue stocks, equity to every participant. Now, in 2022 also, which is next year, they are trying to scale up to the Forex market so that they'll add Forex AI trading to Daisy, because for the Forex market has more liquidity, and with that we're having an additional $1 billion of assets under management. Then they scale into the stock market also using the AI algorithm. So again, what we are looking at, this is a scalable business. So whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's Forex, just within the next 2 years or 3 years, we'll be able to play all of this using artificial intelligence. As we already know, artificial intelligence is not the future, it's already the present. Now, for every one of us who are making contributions to this project, how do you become a part of it? Well, you fund up to 10 crowdfunding tiers. You can start for as low as $100, and every contributor will get their proportional share of 5% of Endotech stock, and 50 to 70% of whatsoever you contribute will be used in trading for development. Now the question is, what makes it 50%? What makes it 70%? I'll come to that. Now, 70% of the profit of the trading profit, just like I showed you my account and the profit, whatever the profit there, 70% will be given back to the contributor, because you are the one that made a contribution. They are trading passively for you, so it's passive income anyway, but you make 70% of that. The remaining, now there's 30% left. Yes, 15% of that of the trading profit is rewarded to the residual referral plan. So we have a network marketing community, a kind of referral community. So they also plug in 15% of that into that community to reward them. I'll show you where that applies. Then it's remaining 15%, and Endotech takes that for their performance fee. Now, contributors can withdraw their trading rewards at any time. Immediately we go live with our Go Live 2, which again, hopefully should be happening in 3 days, maximum in 4 days time. Everyone that has rewards in their portfolio can pull out their reward, talking about the trading reward that is ongoing. All contributors are able to participate in the Daisy referral plan. It's 100% optional. You must not share with people. You mustn't tell people about it. But again, you can, because there is massive reward there. And referral plan pays up to around 46% of each contribution. So how does this play out? We are using the smart contract for the distributions of the fund, smart contract. Now, you must have a Tron wallet, and our recommended Tron wallet is Tron Link or Tron Link Pro. So get a Tron Link or a Tron Link Pro wallet, fund that account. From your wallet, you make a contribution into the Daisy pool. When you make a contribution to the Daisy pool instantaneously splits that contribution into two. 50 to 70% goes into live trading. Again, I'll tell you when it becomes 50 and when it becomes 70. 50 to 70% goes into the live trading, and you have that for to be traded with. Then the rest is also put into the Daisy crowd, which is the networking side of it, where up to 46% is available to pay for that. Now, for everyone who puts money in the trading pool, which is the Daisy fund, that money automatically is sent to Endotech, and Endotech begins to trade. So generating the kind of result that I personally showed you from my personal result. So imagine 70% profit coming to you, plus an additional 15% coming back to the community. That's about 85% reward. And everything is paid back to your Tron wallet. For those of us who are building a tribe, building a community, as we share with our friends and they are coming, we are building this community, the system also is rewarding you, and that reward is also paid back to your Tron wallet. So basically, this is the cycle of distribution. Tron wallet in, Tron wallet out. So why are we using Tron blockchain? We are using the Tron USDT, what we call TRC20. If you have a Binance account and you are trying to move Tron to your Tron USDT to your Tron link account, please do not use the ERC20. That's under the Ethereum protocol. So we are using the one on the Tron protocol. When you move your money, it becomes Tron USDT, because it's a stable coin. Now, because within the first 4 days when we went live, some persons were trying, practically funded their account, and while they wait to go live, there was a fluctuation, it went down. probably your $100 becomes maybe $95, and people had to start whining again. So I need to top $5. You know, when it goes wrong, people whine. But the same token, the market went up. Some person had probably $110, $120. Nobody complains. So we do not want the emotional trauma of the up and down market. So we're using a stable coin, which is the USDT. That doesn't matter the fluctuation of prices, your $100 still remains your $100. Now, why Tron blockchain? Because it allows automated interaction between the contributor and D.Ai.Sy. It removed the need for a company to be in control, and it allows all promises to be executed instantly with 100% transparency. So there is no human interplay here. Whatsoever is coded in. It cannot be altered. So you do not say, oh, the account department is not available, we're on strike, we are down, we travel. No, there is no human interface here. It's the blockchain that is making the distribution, making sure that all promises are executed instantly. And you can even go to the blockchain to verify that what they said is actually correct. And Tron blockchain is among the fastest and the most scalable. It is 8 times faster than Ethereum, 667 times faster than Bitcoin. It has a very low gas fee, which allows for high performance, performing smart contracts at low cost. Some of us have been part of other Ethereum projects and the rest. You know how much, what it looks like, including the transaction fees. But with the Tron blockchain, it is 20 times faster, cheaper transaction fee on average compared to Ethereum or Bitcoin. And Tron is a top emerging decentralized app platform with a very, very big future. Interestingly, the Tron USDT dominates all USDT liquidity in the market. So that's the essence why we are using this. Now, I do know some persons are asking the question: is it possible to play on the passive side of this community? I don't want to talk to people. I'm averse to talking to people. I'm just looking for somewhere to contribute and perhaps look for possibilities of also making some extra income. Yes, that's possible. You can benefit even if a contributor does not refer anyone. Well, there are 3 ways to do that. Number 1 is owning equity. There's potential return from selling Endotech stock or receiving dividend in the future, because every contribution you make gives you a certain amount of equity in Endotech stocks. Then we also have the trading reward, potential reward from successful trading performance using Endotech's AI system on the D.Ai.Sy fund. I just showed you my personal account where this has been deployed. So it's passive. I'm not the one trading. I do not know how they do it, but I just know that my portfolio is making money passively, and that has also been verified. That has also been verified. Number 3, we have potential matrix spillover, where you can generate up to 48% return on the crowdfunding through the spillovers in the referral plan, even if you do not get to talk to anybody or bring anybody into the system. Now, we do have a structure, and this is how the structure works. Now, we run a 3x10 matrix, and under the 3x10 matrix, it simply means you are only allowed to have 3 persons on your front line. So what happens to the rest that comes under the structure? So perhaps you come in right now, you've not even spoken to anybody. Perhaps the person who brought you in, or their upline or higher there, have more persons coming in, they get to spill to you. But this is how it's been distributed. On your first 3 people falling under you, whether you brought them or not, every contribution they make, you will earn 4% out of that. You earn 4% from every contribution that is being made, 4%. So let's take, for example, that they were able to make contribution each of $100. That's 3 persons making $100. That's $300. 4% of that is $12, which is what you see here. Now, on the second generation is 9 people. The 9 people could have been spillovers also coming from the top and everything. You've not even brought anybody into the system. Anything these 9 people contribute, you are going to earn 4%. So again, if these 9 people were to contribute $100, 9 times 4 is basically 36. So imagine $36 plus $12, that's $48, and perhaps you probably brought in made a contribution of $100. So you've gotten $48 out. That's almost half of your money. Then you also have $50, which is 50% of your money trading, and you already have stock equity. Is there a loss here? Absolutely not. Now, imagine that these 3 persons were able to make a contribution between tier 1 to tier 7. You are going to earn about $1,524. Why? Every contribution they make, you get paid, even though you didn't get them in. Additionally, they choose to go higher, to go tier 8 to tier 10. You could make potentially an extra $5,376 US dollars. Why? Because you are earning from their contribution. Now, imagine on the second generation, there are 9 persons. You didn't get them in, but these 9 persons decide to go tier 1 to tier 7. That's an extra $4,000, $4,500. And if they go tier 8 to tier 10, that's an extra $16,000. So if you match both together, you are seeing that on that second level, you are doing about $20,000. So just tier 1, tier 2, you have a potential of about $27,000 earning potential for you. And yet you did not bring anybody. This is what we're talking about, the passive play here. And it's possible for you also. Now let's take a look at the crowdfunding tier table. How do I become a part of it? Somebody asked me this morning, said, so what are the levels? Where can I start? I said, well, there are 10 levels with which you can start and participate in. We call it the tier. So the entry tier 1 is $100. Everybody begins with $100. From the $100, you go to 200. Now, when I say 200, I do not mean you add an extra $100 to make it 200. Entry 2 is a separate full $200 contribution. So tier 1, $100, tier 2, 200. That means 100 plus 200. That's why you have $300 here. Tier 3 is $400, not an additional 200 to this 200. So this becomes 100, 200, 400. If you add this together, it's giving you $700. I hope you are getting the drift here. So if you want to go tier 4, it's $800. That comes to a total of $1,500. If you want to do a tier 5, I start from tier 1 to tier 5, which was what I personally began with. That was $3,100 at a swap, because I just wanted to deepen it, my participation. Now, any contribution you make between tier 1 to tier 7, tier 7 means you have done a total of 12,700. I'll come to this number again, 12,700 if you're on tier 7. Now, any contribution made between tier 1 to tier 7, the system divides it 50-50. 50% of that is put in trading for you, and 50% is put into the networking community for the referral plan. So again, which is why I showed you what I had on my back office was 50% of my portfolio being traded, even though I had upgraded now to entry level 6, okay? And I intend to go 7 immediately we go live. So if you're able to go tier 1 to tier 10, it simply means you have a total of $102,300 in your portfolio for anybody able to go tier 1 to tier 10. Now, this is very, very important for you to note and understand, because you might look at it and say, what's the benefit? There are benefits here. Now, for the last 3 contributions, you've discovered that it is 70-30. So they are putting more money into your passive trading account so that you can make more money passively. They only put 30% into the referral plan. So in case you want to start, this is where to pick where you want to play. $100, $200, $400. It keeps doubling. So like 100, 200, 400, 800, 16. That's how it goes till entry 10. Cumulatively, it's about 102,300. But guess what? For you to have played with EduTech, sign-on fee was $125,000 US. This is much more cheaper than $125,000. You still have about $22,000 plus still available for you as free money, okay, if you're to go this route. Now, let's talk about the referral plan. What do they have for those of us that choose to share with friends and build a community? First off, you must understand that because it is a smart contract distribution, the payment is instantly. So this is not something that is in a pool that you need to go and click to withdraw. You don't click to withdraw on the referral side. Remember, I said it is thrown in, thrown out. So any contribution you make, any activity happening in your structure, that percentage, whether you, like I said, you're going to earn 4%, 3%, whatever you earn, will be paid straight into your Tron wallet instantaneously. Now, we have 3 ways that you can earn what we call upfront income. We have the residual income, which comes from your trading profits, because they truly do trade. Then there is stock equity. But let's take a deep dive into each of these. First is the personal referral bonus. This is where 5% is paid to you for every direct bonus from your personal referral. 5%. It simply means you get to bring in Mr. X. Mr. X comes in and makes $100 contribution. You will earn 5% of that $100. But imagine Mr. X upgrades to tier 2, 200, you get paid another 5%. Mr. X moves to 400, you get paid another 5%. Mr. X moves to 800, you still get paid 5%. Now, there are systems that only pay you once. Every other upgrade is absorbed by the system. No, this system says no. You are the one that got this guy in. Imagine Mr. X chooses to upgrade from tier 1 to tier 10, which is 102,300. You'll be getting 5% of that, which is basically $5,115 just for one person. So imagine if you had 20 of them, 100 of them, and everybody's upgrading. Now that can become the cash flow we did talk about. We have what we call a force matrix placement here. Now, in this case, like I said, we run a 3x10 matrix. So in this case, is a case where there is no spillover. So you come in and you have 3 of your friends who truly trust you, truly believe in you, and they have trespass with you, and they just want to be a part of what you are doing. It places them from left to right. So you see 1, 2, 3. But like I said, it's a 3x3 matrix. So what if you have a 4th person? The 4th person cannot be in the front line. It's going to go to the next beneath, and it begins to fill 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So have you seen it is left to right? So first line is 3, second line is 9, the third one is 27. It keeps going down that way. In a case of spillover, where you are not just the one working alone, you are working in a team and everybody is playing their role, perhaps you get to bring in somebody and the person is even still a little bit docile, not active yet. But like I said, it's 3 persons, and maybe this guy is one of your 3s. You've already filled your slot. But you have more person and you put the person in, the person is going to go beneath the guy you brought in. Okay. And this guy begins to say, wow, I like what I see here. Let me now go get my 3. But you see, he already has 1 person on his front line. He cannot put 3 there. So he can only put 2. That does not mean he cannot get 3. When he gets his own 3, it's going to come under. The 3rd person will move under, thereby benefiting everybody. So at the end of the day, everybody is benefiting each other. If the people at the top have spillovers, it will come under you. Whatever you do, it also benefits them, and they are also matching on your activity. You also get to match on the activities that fall under your structure. It's as easy as it gets. So let's talk about the contribution tiers. I did mention that everybody begins with a $100 tier package. That's where everybody begins with. But you see, every tier opens up what we call a matrix system. And like I said, we run a 3x10 matrix. What does that imply? You can see here, first generation of the matrix is 3%, second is 9, 27, 81, up to 10th generation, which is 59,683 people. If you were to add them up together, you get a total of 88,572 persons. So basically, this is a matrix system potentially that you should earn from. So you made a contribution of $100. You also open up a 10 generation matrix. Now, can I just jump from $100? Okay, no, let me move to $400. It's not possible. You must systematically scale up your upgrade. So that simply means from 100, the next one to upgrade is 200. You can't go to 400. You must do 200, then you go to 400, then you go to 800. That is how we go with it. Now, can I do all of them the same time I'm registering? Yes, but you would have done one, then you go 200, then you go 400. As just your registration process, you'll be upgrading instantly. Immediately, your account is already active. Now, but there's something interesting here, because yes, for every account, every new tier contribution, it opens up a new matrix for you. So for example, $100 has its own matrix. If you were to do a $200 contribution, $200 also have its own matrix 10. $400 have its own matrix 10. So imagine that you are now able to go perhaps to tier 10. It means that the more tiers you fund, the more matrices you can earn from. So funding up to tier 10 offers the potential of earning from a total of 885,720 crowdfunding contributors. Okay, now there's something you must understand here, and that is you are on $100 tier contribution. Perhaps you got in somebody who is who decides to upgrade to 200. You do not have a $200 matrix, so you will earn the 5% on the referral. But in the matrix system, because you do not have a $200 matrix, that person that had gone ahead of you, which you personally brought in, will be matched to somebody up who has a 200 matrix. $200 matrix to earn from it. So again, the idea is this: make sure you upgrade before your people upgrade. You can work with them, because some persons might have more ability to want to go all the stretch, and you probably want to do 1 to 5. You can talk to them and say, okay, guy, let me do 1 to 5. You do 1 to 5. Based on all the matching and few other things, you can add up money, go to 6, they go to 6. Whichever way you feel is legitimately allowed, you can do that. But just understand that if somebody upgrades that you brought in upgrades before you, the person will go higher, because you do not have that matrix system. Which is why I encourage people, do not just spread account. Make sure you rather go deep in your matrix so that, or in your tier contribution, so that you can be matching whatsoever upgrade people are coming in with. Now, this is the statistics of those of us that came in within that first 4 days, which was January 10 to January 14. And this result was actually released on Friday, last week Friday, on the Global Founders Call. Now, what this reveals is that this is the exact number of people who came in into the DAISY system in our beta launch, 4 days beta launch, 52,566 persons. But guess what? 52,000 plus just on tier 1. Look at tier 2, 22,000 persons. What does this say? About 57% of the number in tier 1 have not upgraded yet. Look at tier 3, lesser number, 12,829. Go to tier 10, just 78 people were able to upgrade to tier 10. Now, it's not as if many persons were not having the phone. Like I said, they crashed the system. We had over 100,000 people trying to come into the system at the same time, and the system actually was broken, which was good for us, because right now we've fixed it. That has been fixed and scaled to 7 smart contracts, all working together, synchronized, so that we can have scalability and a better user experience. So why am I bringing this out? Now, it shows to you when we came on board, there was nobody in the system. Right now, imagine we are going live in the next 3 days, and we now have already 52,000 people in the system. So imagine if 52,000 people get to reach out to just 1 person each or 2 persons. What do you think the number will look like? So already we have about 200 to 300,000 persons on the waiting list for us to go live. This will be big when we go live. But this is what I will say to you. While we have 52,000 persons even on tier 1, and only 22,000 has even gone to tier 2. We are not talking about the new people coming in. If you are able to go in instantly, we go in, the go live is up, and you upgrade yourself tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, before some of the persons in tier 1 will even upgrade, and you're already in and have upgraded to tier 2, possibility is that some of them will come to you because you've already upgraded it before them. Remember, I said if somebody upgrades before you, possibility is that you don't have that matrix, so that person will look for somebody higher that has this. What the number you are seeing here is just an opportunity for everyone here. So guys, just 78 persons are on tier 10. Look at tier 7, just 837 persons. You don't just want to play on tier 1 because of course I want to test it. If you have the capacity, please don't test it. Go down. You don't. In fact, somebody said something to me, and I appreciate it yesterday night after the call. He said, "I don't understand all of this." He said, "But I trust you." He said, "I will play deep, and I will understand it later." If you have the capacity and your guts can tell you that what we are saying is correct, and I know what I'm saying that is correct, play deep. Don't test it with tier 1. If you can go 2, 3, 4, 5, go deep. You will thank me for this information. I'm just telling you the honest truth. You will thank me because as other people begin to upgrade, you already have matrices that you will be collecting from if those spillovers are coming towards your structure. So every tier contribution has its own matrix. So we have $100 have its own matrix, $200 has its own matrix, up to 10. Tier 10 has its own matrix. So you want to play as deep as possible. Let's talk about this matrix that we are talking about. Now, look at this. I also have mentioned here that anybody that comes in, whether you speak to anybody or not, your first 2 generations is totally free. There is no requirement from you. So it simply means if the 3 people get to come under you, any contribution they make, you are just freeloading. You are collecting free money. If 9 people comes under your second structure, there is nothing required of you. You don't need to bring anybody. So they do not even have any contribution, but you will be earning from the people within your first 2 generations. I gave the example of the in Nigeria, there's what we call mesuya, the guys that sell this roasted meat. I don't know what they call it, but you see, we call it suya anyway. Now, if you go to buy to them and you want to buy the meat, they cut a small portion, dip it in their pepper sauce, and they give to you to taste. Now, immediately you taste it, you want to buy more. So what they are doing here is allowing you to enjoy tier 1 and tier 2. Generation 1, generation 2, so that you can have an understanding of what is playing out here and how it works. Okay, tier 1, tier 2, and how it works. So now, if you not want to go tier 3 below, what happens here is the fact that you now need to share with more persons. So for me to get to generation 3, you need 3 persons who would have brought in $1,000 in total contribution. Not one person, the 3 of them bring in $1,000 in total contribution. What does that give to you? What's the reward of that? Rather than earning from 9 persons, you are now earning from 27 persons. So imagine if 9 persons can give you a potential of about $20,000. So imagine 27 persons giving you the potential of about 47 or $46,000. For you to get to TS generation 4, you need 6 persons, not new 6 persons, an additional 3 added. Then you have $1,000 added, making it $2,000 in contribution. Now, instead of earning from 27 persons, you are earning from 81 people. And when you look at this, you are earning remember, everybody that makes a contribution, you are earning a percentage. So in this case, this 81%, it doesn't matter the contribution they make, you are earning 3% from that. If you have them do 1 to 7, you are going to earn about 30,000 US dollars. What if these 81 persons were to go as far as contributing up to tier 8 to tier 10? Then you have about 108,000 US dollars. So you are looking at playing about 100, almost $140,000, just because you were able to have 6 people in the system, and you are leveraging on the rest of the numbers, totaling 81 people. Look, this is the collaborative economy here. Now, let me show you something here. If you want to max out the matrix generation, you've got to have 24 persons. Some of them could be $100 contribution, some of them could be 200, 400, some of them could be higher. But if you're able to bring in 24 people who have a total of 128,000 US dollars in contribution, now you are maxing out the matrix. What does that mean? You are earning from a total of, remember, 88,000 people. Okay, 88,572. So let's say these 88,000 people were able to go tier 1 to tier 7, all of them. Guys, what are you seeing here? 43.7 million US dollars. That's crazy if you were to have yourself earn that money. Now, imagine they are goal getters and they push and they're able to do tier 8 to tier 10. That is 154,000 US dollars. So just imagine these two together, you are having about 198 million US dollars. Just imagine what $198 million could do for you. How many persons did you contribute? 28. You have just 28 persons in system, but you are leveraging from 88,000 people. Can you see that potential? You're not the one bringing 88,000 people. You just probably brought 24. So it could be more than 24, but this is the possibility. Now, let's say 10% of that is about $19.8 million. Can that still change your life? Let's reduce it to 1%, $1.98 million. Can that still change your life? I bet you it will. But let me crush it down a little bit and show you something totally different here. That these 88,000 persons, now you're on generation 10. So you've gotten 24%, one way or the other. Let's even say 10 of them were able to do tier 1 to tier 7, which is 12,700. Multiply that by 10, that's 127,000 US dollars. So you have the remaining 1%, 14 people. They can make up for the $1,000 or thereabout. But that these 88,000 persons, all they did was do a $100 tier contribution. Just take a look, please. It's not, oh, we need to do much. No. If these 88,000 persons only just did $100 in contribution to the tier, and all the structure is falling under you, they are all in your structure, spillovers and the rest of it, look at how much you will earn. 344,000 US dollars. Guys, $300,000. Will that change your life? I bet it will. They didn't do 200, they all did 100. So imagine they now upgrade to 200 and you earn. They now upgrade to 400 and you earn. They now upgrade to 800 and you earn. You can see there is so much money on the table. But the question is, how do I get to 24 people who will give me, who would have made a total contribution of around 28,000? Again, like I said, you do not prejudge people. There are people you do not think can do this, and they will do it. Your job is basically to share this, and people will look at what fits their portfolio. Now, but there's also something else, which is what we call a matrix check matching bonus. You get to match on whatsoever your direct sponsors, the people you directly sponsored are making. So let's say you directly sponsored A, and A is now earning maybe that 198 million US dollars. You are supposed to earn 10% from that. That is if you are also have maxed out. Now, If A is on generation 5 and you are on generation 8 of the matrix, it simply means you're even above A, so you can earn everything is earning. If you are on generation 5 and A is on generation 8, deeper than you can't earn generation 8 because you do not have a matrix for 6, 7, 8. You can only match where they are. So which is why, again, like I said, you want to go deep so that you can be matching whatsoever income they make. But the beautiful thing here is that you get to earn as your people are also earning. Now, there is something that is very, very interesting, which is, we'll call it a grace period of 48 hours. This was what actually happened and excited a lot of us when we went live January 10. Now, how does this work? Within the first 48 hours of going live, remember I just showed you how to get to tier 10, having 24 people who should have 128,000 US dollars, or whichever level you want to go to deepen your ability to earn. Now, within the first 48 hours of going live, the system says we are going to suspend every requirement for everybody that joins. No matrix requirement qualification is required. What does that mean? Whether you have 0 or whether you have 24 people who have made a contribution of 128,000 US dollars, within your first 48 hours of becoming a part of the community, if for any reason, let's say there are spillovers, even though you've not even brought in anybody, but there are spillovers and the rest coming in, and you are able to accumulate, let's even say 10 generation, 88,000 persons. What I just showed you, that you are earning a matching commission on all their contribution, you are going to qualify for it, whether you brought anybody or not. What does that say? No matrix qualification required. So you earn matrices on all 10 generations. So if you are only on $100, you earn from $100. Okay, 10 generation. So why limit myself to $100 if that is possible? Why don't I also create a $200 a $200 matrix portfolio opportunity, so that you can be able to earn from a $200 48-hour window, even though you do not qualify. You go for 400 and you qualify 10 levels and you earn. In case there are people with 400 who are coming in and they are falling under your structure, you get to collect all those commission. I hope you are seeing what I'm saying here. But guys, last week Friday, they made an announcement that left many people speechless and sleepless. What do I mean? They suddenly decided that as we go live, hopefully on Sunday, 3 days away, or maximum on Monday, next 3-4 days we are going live. When we go live, everybody that will participate in the going live will, rather than having 48 hours, will be given 5 days with no qualification. It means for the next 5 days, you will be able to earn 10 generations down. Okay, 10 generations down. The next 48 hours, you're able to earn 10 generations down. Okay, guys, just give me a sec. I'll be back. Just give me a sec. All right, and we are back. Thank you very much. So you have 5 days to be able to get the entire 10 generation without you qualifying for it. What do you think will happen? Now, in our first 4 days beta launch, we had people earning 6 figures, over $100,000 within their first 48 hours, because the entire qualification requirement was suspended. So this is what D.Ai.Sy is doing as we go live within the next 3 days or 4 days, whichever comes first. They are suspending the entire qualification, whether you qualify or not. If anybody drops under your structure, you will earn. So my take will be to upgrade, because you do not know who will go to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and yet all of those are falling under your structure, but you do not have that matrix open for you to earn. So that is what I will do, and that is what I am absolutely doing. So guys, this will probably be your biggest one-day earning ever in this industry. because of this. So after the 5 days, then they return you back to wherever you originally qualified for. So if after the 5 days you are still on tier 3, on generation 3, then you go back to earning there. If you are on generation 5, you go back to earning there. But listen, you would have made a lot of money if you were to have these spillovers happening in your structure, and for 5 days they suspended that. I just hope you understand what has been said there. All right. So we also have what we call the level trading bonus, where you get to earn. Remember, they are trading. So every time they trade, just like I showed you my personal results, there are profits in there. If I make a withdrawal, my personal sponsor will earn 3.5% of that, of whatever I withdrew. Now, it will not be taken from my account. Remember, they also are taking 15%. 70% was paid to you, 15% was plugged back into the referral network. It's from that 15% that they are paying this morning. Okay, so your first 2 generation, remember again, they are not requirement, 3.5%. Everybody directly that is withdrawing, and you get to earn 3.5%. Your second generation, 1%, up to 10 generation. The interesting thing is that there is even compression here, so that in case somebody has not withdrawn yet, another person below withdraws, make a withdrawal, they compress it up to make sure you earn at least per time 10 generation. That also means that there is no limit on residual income. Now, we have systems that will tell you that your participation ends in 300 days, some of them in 310 days, in 365 days. There is no duration in this. Your trading lasts in the life of this project. So every time there is profitable result and you withdraw, somebody makes money. So imagine your team members are withdrawing from their profit that is accruing from the trade side, and yet they are happy. You are making your own withdrawal, you are also happy, but you are also getting a commission from what they are withdrawing. Guys, this is so much money on the table. Then they have another beautiful piece here, which we call the Paysetter Gold Bonus. What does this mean? I told you your first 2 generations of the matrix is absolutely free. However, from generation 3 to 10, if you are able to hit generation 3 to 10 within your first 30 days, they give you the next level for free. What does that mean? I am able to get 3 people who are able to make a total contribution of $1,000. Remember, you're supposed to earn from 27 persons. But because you made this happen in your first 30 days, instantly, they will gift you the next line of matrix, which is for you to earn from 81 people. Even though you don't even have 6 persons, even though probably you have 6 persons and they've not contributed $2,000 yet, but you start earning from 81 persons. Can you see the benefit? It can happen in day 1, but they give you 30 days. Let's say you now go to tier generation 4, which now requires 6 persons. Now you're able to get 6 persons who have made the 2,000. Remember, you were gifted that before, but now that you officially qualify, they move you to the next one to start earning from 243 people, even though you have not officially qualified for this, but you have 30 days. So if you're able to go to tier matrix 9, I beg your pardon, which is 21 persons, $64,000, they gift you with the next one where you can earn from 59,000 plus. So basically, you've already maxed it out. Okay. Now, there is something more to this. This must be done in 30 days. If you're able to officially hit generation 10, what takes you to generation 10? It means you have 24 people who have made a contribution of $128,000. Remember, I spoke about this. So, which is why I tell you this should be a drive. If you're able to hit it, it's going to benefit you on the matrix, it's going to benefit you on the unit level, and it's also positioning you to earn more. Now, if you make this happen in your first 30 days, not 31 days, not 32 days, in your first 30 days, you get extra bonuses. What is it? You get profit sharing. 1.8% of all global contributions, all global, it's not your team anymore, it's not your structure. Anywhere in the world that anybody is making a contribution, 1.8% of that contribution is instantly pulled out by the smart contract, put in a pool, and calculate how many people are Paysetter Gold qualified and distribute that money to pay them instantly. And guess what? We are in different time zones. So imagine people around the world plugging in, making contribution, and you are holding your phone in your hand and you are just seeing money dropping per second. Actually, this was one of the things that crashed the system that first 4 days, because it couldn't measure up that, it was happening so fast. Guys, this is huge. 1.25% of all global trading profit. Every time there is a trade profit, 1.25 is pulled out, put in a pool for people who gold pace setter qualified, and they are sharing that money instantaneously. It's not that they are putting it for a week. No, instantly that is done, you get paid. 5% equity share. Remember, there's a 5% equity share from Endotech. There is another 5%. This is just peculiar for gold pace setters. But guys, you must make this in 30 days. How bad do you want it? Listen, this is the fastest retirement you will ever find. Because imagine that you are holding your phone in your hand and money is just coming in like a broken ATM machine. You can see why this is truly the D.A.Sy wealth multiplier system. Your wealth is being multiplied. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your team. So let's say somebody anywhere in the world just brought in 1 million people. Praise God. You give thanks to God for that person, and every contribution they make, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 to tier 10, you are just collecting 1.8% in a pool that you all share together. So you can qualify as a pace setter gold, but again, it happens in 30 days. In case you miss it, the system says, don't feel too bad. But even though I feel you should feel bad if you miss it, because that's a lot of money. But let's give you another opportunity. Perhaps you miss it, but you have 3 people who are able to make it happen. And there is no date for them because everybody has their own 30 days anyway. Somebody can join in April and become a pace setter. Somebody else can be in your team and join in June and become a pace setter. Somebody can join in August and become a pace setter. Whenever you have 3 of your direct who have hit pace setter, now you become a pace setter leadership bonus qualifier. What does that mean? Every 3 of your direct that becomes pace setter gives you 1 share. Now there is an additional 1.8% of all global crowdfunding put in a pool for you to share with an additional 1.25%. The same thing the pace setter good people guys got. The only thing you are not getting here is the 5% equity. But however, imagine that you are able to qualify for both. So what will that be giving you? Imagine a potentially up to 3.6% from every contribution worldwide. We are not talking of the one happening under your matrix right now that you are earning from. 3.6% anywhere in the world. The system will just be rotating and distribute the money into your wallet instantaneously, into your wallet, your direct Tron wallet. There is a trade and the trade has just closed. There is a profit, 1.25% of that. Right now, remember, it's 2.5%. There are two sides of it. 2.5% of that is placed in the pool and you are enjoying both worlds. It's divided to all qualified pay setter and is paid out instantly. So begin to imagine thousands of deposits every single day into your wallet. In our first 48 hours, almost 50,000 people came into the system. So now imagine now with a better user experience, with thousands of people waiting, and you were to be a pay setter, you'll just be smiling. You will be smiling. I had a little experience, not even as a pay setter, but I'll tell you the truth. My wife would just hold my phone and be looking at how the trons were dropping. She said to me, and this were her exact words, said, this looks like ritual money, because people were just coming in. Like I said, I upgraded 1 to 5 instantaneously when I came in. So everybody that was doing 1 to 5, whether it's a spillover from other whatever, I was just matching on them. And the speed at which people were trying to come in that crashed the system was just dropping the monies in my wallet. Guys, this is what we are talking about. So you earn from every single contribution made by every single contributor around the world. Now, basically, there are different segments of contributors. If you make a contribution between tier 1 to tier 10, 50% of that is going to go into your D.A.Sy fund. If you do a contribution tier 8 to tier 10, 70% goes into your D.A.Sy fund to give you more passive trading commissions or profits. Now, there's what we call VIP contributors. When you become a VIP contributor, now 100% of the fund will go into your personal account. How does that happen? What makes you become a VIP contributor? It begins when you are able to hit tier 1 to tier 10. And like I showed you, we already have 78 people in a broken system within 4 days who were able to do that. 100% of the fund now goes into your own personal trading account. What does that mean? You open up a Binance account, they will put their algorithm and their trading AI into your personal Binance. Remember Endotech, for you to engage Endotech, you need 125,000 US dollars. Whereas going through D.A.Sy, 102,000, you still have over $22,000 still profit. And through Endotech, you needed $1 million minimum. Now, since you went through D.A.Sy, minimum is $20,000. So basically, that's your $125,000 you would have used to go through Endotech, you could as well use that for D.Ai.Sy, $102,000, 300, and still now have a qualification for your own personal private account where you can start with a minimum of 20,000 US dollars. Again, you are even still in profit, you still have change. So guys, this is fantastic. The funds stay in your personal wallet. It's not in with D.Ai.Sy, it's not with the D.ai.Sy community, it's in your personal wallet. You simply do a setup, 5% setup fee for Endotech. Now, remember, if you go directly to Endotech, you pay annually. This is just a setup fee. They set it up for you once. And you keep 80% of the profit. Remember, in the community, it's 70%. So you are keeping 80% of the profit every time a profit is made. And you are the one to pay them because they don't have access to your account. So you get to pay them once a profit is achieved. Then 10% of the profit goes back to the trading community, which again generates another pool of reward. Why they take 10% as performance fee. Okay, guys, this is like I told you, it is profit equity income. It's cash flow. It's passive income. It's wealth creation. You see everything here just as a one-stop in this system. So how do you join D.ai.Sy? Number one, please go download Tron Link or Tron Link Pro and get the wallet app installed on your phone or your desktop extension, Google extension, and you can just have it there. Then prepare it's a minimum of $100 USDT to be able to fund that. Again, what I will encourage, don't just put in USDT. Make sure you have a little Tron in itself because the gas fees will not be paid with USDT. It will be paid with Tron. So maybe 100 Tron, 200 Tron, not 100. I didn't say it's $100 of Tron, 100 Tron. For those of us in Nigeria, that will be about maybe 2,500 to 3,000 naira. You just buy extra Tron and you put in your wallet so that that's where they will charge the gas fee. Or if you know how to freeze it so that they rather give you energy, you can do that. Probably Saturday I might be able to show you how that is done. Then you get a sign up link from your referrals. Whosoever invited you in here, if the person goes live, the person has his own referral link, the person will give you the referral link, then you activate yourself, then you pass it on to your own team. Funding minimum of tier 1 and secure your spot. But again, I will encourage you, don't be a minimum participant. If it is possible and you can stretch yourself, go for more. You will truly, truly enjoy it. So what's next? I encourage you to get back to the person who shared this with you so they can show you how you get started immediately. And why is this important? Because the next move is on you. I always say this, that the next move is on you. Why? Because the capacity to earn is a gift. I tell people the capacity to earn is a gift. The Bible will say, what do you have that you have not received? Everything is a gift. He gave 1 5 talent, 3 talent, 1 talent. It's a gift. But you see, it's not everybody that has the ability to convert their capacity into earning ability, because the earning ability itself is a skill. The capacity to earn is a gift. The ability to earn is a skill. So we're able to put up a system, a skilled system that enables you to now earn. But you see, the willingness to earn is a choice. We can't force you. We can't compel you. What I have said is the honest truth under God, to the best of my understanding. There is no hype to what I've said. It's just the truth. And if you are willing, then you will eat the good of the land through D.ai.Sy. With that being said, I want to say thank you so very much for being a part of this presentation. Thank you so very much, and God bless you.